Professor Carthen had taught wilderness resource acquisition for 60 years, and the assignment never changed: hunt and bring back one protein unit within 6 hours. The task was designed to test individual hunting prowess, speed, stealth, natural weapons, predatory instinct. Most students failed. The indigenous fauna of Training World Beta were fast, cautious, and highly adaptive. Even the apex predator species in his class struggled to catch the native Velox hares, creatures that could sense vibrations from 50 meters away and sprint at speeds exceeding 60 kilometers per hour. His current class of 40 students represented the galaxy's finest: Sicarian ambush specialists with chameleonic skin, Krelnox pursuit hunters with enhanced endurance, Vormak pack tacticians with hive mind coordination. And one human. "You have 6 hours, Carthen announced at dawn. Return with 1 protein unit minimum. Failure means remedial coursework. Begin." The students scattered into the wilderness, each employing their species' natural hunting methodology. The Sicarians disappeared into foliage, waiting to strike. The Krelnox began their tireless pursuit tracking. The Vormak formed coordinated hunting parties. The human, Sarah Mitchell, walked calmly to a nearby stream and started collecting materials. Carthen watched through his monitoring drone with curiosity. Most humans attempted to hunt using primitive weapons: spears, clubs, thrown rocks. This one was weaving grass. An hour passed. The other students were deep in pursuit, burning energy chasing the elusive Velox hares. Several had already given up, exhausted from fruitless chases. Sarah had constructed 6 strange contraptions from sticks, vines, and stones, placing them strategically around clearings and game trails. Then she sat down and ate her lunch. "Is she giving up?" Carthen's teaching assistant asked. "I don't know what she's doing," Carthen admitted. 2 hours in, a Sicarian finally caught a Velox hare after a perfect ambush. 1 success out of 40 attempts observed so far. Sarah was napping under a tree. 3 hours in, a Vormak pack managed to corner and take down 2 hares through coordinated effort. Sarah was now skinning and cleaning 6 Velox hares that had somehow appeared near her resting spot. "Replay her feed," Carthen demanded. The footage showed Sarah's traps working with mechanical precision. Spring snares that yanked prey into the air. Deadfalls triggered by tripwires. Funnel traps that guided animals into enclosed spaces. Box traps with bait triggers. The Velox hares, for all their speed and caution, walked right into them. "She's not hunting," the assistant whispered. "She's farming them." By hour 4, Sarah had 12 Velox hares. She'd built a small fire, constructed a smoking rack, and was processing meat with a sharp stone knife she'd napped from river rocks. By hour 5, she'd reset her traps and caught 4 more. When the 6-hour mark arrived, students limped back to the gathering point. Most returned empty-handed, exhausted from hours of fruitless pursuit. The few successful hunters proudly displayed their single catches. Sarah arrived last, pulling a travois, a primitive sled made from branches, loaded with 16 processed Velox hares, smoked and ready to eat. The clearing fell silent. I don't understand," stammered Ziktor, a Sicarian who'd spent 5 hours unsuccessfully stalking prey. "How?" "Traps," Sarah said simply, offering him a portion of smoked meat. "Why chase your food when you can make it come to you?" "But that's not hunting," Ziktor protested. That's cheating." "It's called persistence hunting and trap-based procurement," Sarah corrected gently. "My species has been doing it for about 200,000 years. We're not fast enough to chase down prey, not strong enough to overpower it, don't have claws or venom or natural camouflage. So we got creative." She gestured to her haul. "I've got way more than I need. Anyone hungry?" Carthen watched in stunned silence as his exhausted, hungry students, trained predators from warrior species across the galaxy, gratefully accepted food from the human who hadn't broken a sweat. "Professor," Sarah called out. "I know the assignment said 1 unit minimum, but I wasn't sure about preservation protocols. Is it okay if I leave the smoking rack set up for future classes? The traps are reusable too, if you show students how to check and reset them." Carr then accessed human hunting history through his neural link. The data was staggering: pit traps for mammoths, fish weirs that operated continuously, bird snares that required no supervision, deadfalls that worked while hunters slept. Humans hadn't just hunted, they'd industrialized it. They'd turned hunting from an active pursuit into a passive harvest. "How many traps did you set?" he asked weakly. 23, Sarah replied. "Different types for different prey behaviors. I could show everyone how to make them. It's pretty simple once you understand the principles. Springs, triggers, weight distribution, bait placement." "Yes," Carr then interrupted, his entire curriculum crumbling in his mind. "Yes, please do." For the next 2 hours, Sarah taught a class of apex predators how to build traps. The Sicarian was amazed by the spring snare's efficiency. The Vormak immediately saw applications for coordinated trap networks. The Krelnox appreciated the endurance aspect: set traps once, harvest continuously. As the session ended and students departed with full stomachs and new knowledge, Carthen's assistant approached nervously. "Sir, this fundamentally changes the course structure. We've been teaching active hunting for 6 decades. We've been teaching inefficiently," Carthen corrected. "Humans don't have natural hunting advantages, so they invented better ones. They didn't adapt to the hunt, they redesigned it." He pulled up Sarah's file, then made a note: "Promoted to assistant instructor. Curriculum revision required. Human methodology demonstrates superior caloric return per energy investment." Then he added a personal observation: "Note to self, never assign a resource acquisition task to a human unless prepared for them to solve it in a way that makes everyone else look like amateurs." As Sarah walked back to the dormitory, she passed her classmates practicing trap construction techniques. The Sicarian waved gratefully, holding up a successfully built snare. Sarah grinned. Her grandfather, who'd taught her trapping in the Montana wilderness, would have loved this. "Wait until I teach them about fish weirs," she muttered to herself. "They're gonna lose their minds." Behind her, Carthen was already dreading, and anticipating, next semester.